Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's been a while since I've done a Subway review. Let's see if they've improved. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my ham sushi shirt. Look, they're little ham sushis. Oh, I love this shirt, man. And it's special to me because I have hamsters. If you watch any of my videos that I do in my back room reviews in my house, you know, sometimes I'll go over there and have little hamster cameos from some of my hams. These days, not too often. Most of my hams are a little bit on the older side these days, you know, so I try to just let them do their thing. But, yeah, I love hamsters. I got into them a few years ago, and, you know, really it was just kind of a thing. You know, I was kind of dealing with a bad time in my life, and I just wanted something to, you know, something to give me a little bit of direction, something I could pour some love and attention into. And hamsters were cheap and, you know, at the time I thought relatively easy to take care of. And they are, kind of, but there's more to it than I thought. Subsequently, you know, I've had a number of them over the years, and, I mean, they're genuinely, like, one of the best parts of my day. You know, just getting to make them happy makes me happy. Ham sushi. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Subway review, eh? Yeah, so I've reviewed some stuff from Subway over the years. In fact, my most viewed video is actually a Subway review, for whatever fucking reason. Not that I'm going to look a gift horse in the mouth. But yeah, I decided to go over there and check Subway's menu, see if they had any new items out or anything like that. Sure enough! So, boom, we're reviewing this. But, because this is a sub sandwich review, I do have to preface it real quick with three things. Number one, for over 3 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches within my area, be they chain locations, delis, Walmart, what have you. I've been trying out their sub sandwiches. I've been reviewing them. I've been posting to my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post them to my YouTube channel. That's actually where number 2 comes into play. I actually have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. And that is where all of my sub sandwich reviews end up. So if you want, you can go over there, you can check that out. There's a huge playlist. At the time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews in that playlist. But maybe you're greedy, maybe you want even more sub sandwich reviewing goodness. That's where number 3 comes to play. Because all you have to do is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. For over 3 years, I have not missed a Sunday yet. Every Sunday, you're going to get at least one sub sandwich review. But what sub sandwich is this? Provided I grab the right one, because there's 2. I believe this should be their Baja Chipotle chicken, which consists of rotisserie-style chicken, lettuce, tomato, green peppers, black olives, not a big black olives guy, red onions, jalapeno, cheddar cheese, Baja Chipotle, and their sub crunch. That is a lot of stuff for a Subway sub sandwich. So, let's take a look. Yeah, this has got to be it. It's got the sub crunch on it. The question is, will all that stuff translate into better flavor? I mean, it's not the worst looking thing I've ever... well, that damn sub crunch stuff. Looks like this, and we'll kind of get a thing for the thing. Let's try it out. I'm interested with the olives, because, like, again, not a big olive guy, but... And I got it on the Italian herbs and cheese bread. A lot of veg, which isn't an inherently bad thing or anything. Veg can be great, obviously. Also, I don't know. I've been very here or there on the Sub Crunch stuff. That's this little crap. They're kind of like Rice Krispies almost, but crunchier. They do add in like a textural thing, but flavor-wise, I don't think they really add anything. At least nothing substantial. Got more of the chicken that time. Chicken is surprisingly tasty. Especially with Subway, it's very easy for their protein to get lost in everything else because, for one, they usually don't put that much in there. And for two, it's usually not the greatest quality. But in this case, credit where it's due, it's actually holding up pretty well. It does have that sort of rotisserie style kind of taste to it. You know, it's got almost like a little bit of a smokiness. It's not bad. Not bad. And yeah, even with the bigger bite, it's still actually holding up pretty well. So credit where it's due. The chicken actually does taste pretty good in this one. I mean, it's not as good as, like, you know, if you got it from a deli or something like that, but I've had way worse sub sandwich experiences from Subway. Now, here's the thing, though. In terms of the other flavors going on, somewhat surprisingly, I do feel like it's a little bit muted. Like, yeah, there's jalapenos in there. Yeah, you're getting a little bit of heat from them, but it's pretty insubstantial. And yeah, it's got a lot of their stuff to contend with, but I just feel like that's probably just the jalapenos themselves not being that great. Because, you know, if you get like really good jalapenos, yeah, they're going to have some fire to them. These, they do give it a little bit of a zing, but like the Baja Chipotle sauce probably has close to the amount of zing as the jalapenos. And that's the thing, like kind of the overall of this is like, I want it to be very zippy, very, you know, oomphy with the flavor. The chicken's holding up well. And the cheddar seems to be doing a nice job too. But the rest of it, like the veg isn't terrible or anything. Again, honestly, the Sub Crunch shit, I could do without the Sub Crunch. I don't fucking think it needs to be a thing. But okay, you know what? Fair dues. Actually does have a little heat to it. So I guess it's, well, yeah, but then it went away really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're the best. I mean, you know, obviously they're not the best jalapenos, but like there's a lot of ingredients and a lot of flavors going on, but most of them feel kind of muted. And I don't know if it's just because there's so much going on that's kind of confusing it all. It's like the black olives, the thing that I saw as kind of being the dark horse in this whole thing. I'm getting a little bit of it, you know, but it's not playing a substantial role. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I think they just sort of overloaded this one. And I feel like, yeah, okay. Well, two questions have to be asked. Would I eat it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, it's a Subway sub sandwich, and I know that, you know, I've had conversations with occasional commenters who, you know, they, you know, get on me a little bit for ragging on Subway, and it's like, look, I'm not saying Subway is like awful, but they're the McDonald's of sub places, you know, and their stuff is nowhere near as good as some of the other chain locations, like Jersey Mike's or, you know, like Penn Station subs. It's live withable, but when it comes to if I would get the sub again, probably not. Like, I'll say this, it's better than some of the subs that I've had. If I were going to a Subway, for some reason, instead of one of the many other places I have around me that I would prefer to go to, would I get this sub again? You know what? Sure. Like, I like the flavor of the chicken, which surprised me. It did feel a little bit confused with all the stuff going on. It definitely didn't have the oomphiness that I wanted. But in terms of delivering on flavor, for the most part, I'll give it to it. All the flavors were there, even if they weren't as impactful as I wanted. And then again, the chicken itself was surprisingly impactful. So, you know, this definitely isn't what I would consider a fantastic sub or anything. But by Subway standards, I'll give it a nod of approval. And while I probably wouldn't get it again, just for shits and giggles, and that's why if I'm recommending it, kinda. Like, if you're a Subway fan, if you're a Subway devotee, this is honestly a pretty decent sub. And I will give Subway some credit in that versus when I first started reviewing subs versus now, I do feel like there's been a marked improvement. Like, you know, I don't think it's made them substantially better, but like it's noticeable. I do feel like they put in more effort and everything, and so credit. And I do feel like this kind of plays to that. You know, there's a lot going on. Again, the ingredients themselves are not obviously the best of quality, which I think drags it down a little bit. But it has a nice mix of flavors, and it's one of those ones, you know, especially with it being a new item and stuff. You don't know how long it's going to be on the menu. If you want to give it a go, it's not a bad time. It's not going to be the best sub you've ever had, but if it is, I feel bad for you. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of the year. Folks over there have themselves a truly Jersey Mike's fantastic rest of your life, because let's be honest, Jersey Mike's is about 1,000 times better. But final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal take on Subway? Like I said, because I've had very much a mix of comments, you know, where there's definitely been a fair amount of people who have agreed with me that Subway isn't very great. And then again, I have had people who are like, no, you know, Subway's better than you're giving them credit for. I mean, I'm just here to go over there and relay my personal experience, but I'd be interested to hear what yours are. Anyway,